What's up, everybody? This is JT Sports Match, you guys, with another video. This video, I'm here with my Texas versus LSU preview and prediction. I'm going to be previewing this matchup and giving my prediction on who will win this game. And before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. Now, just like this Clemson and Texas A&M game, a lot of people have been talking about this Texas and this LSU game. Texas A&M and Clemson has been talked about all offseason, and Texas and LSU has been talked about all offseason. This matchup is huge in my opinion, because we're going to see how good these teams really are. People have doubts about Texas, and people have doubts about LSU. LSU, against last week when they played Georgia Southern, they dominated them 55-3. Joe Burrow looked very good passing the football. 5 touchdowns, 23 or 27 passing. Looked very good. Although it was Georgia Southern, no disrespect, but you don't have the talent that Clemson has. So although it was Georgia Southern, Joe Burrow and his pass attack at LSU looked very, very legit. Now, can they back that up against Texas? Now, Texas last week, they beat Louisiana Tech. It was 45-14. Sam Ehlinger, 28-38 passing, 246 passing yards, had 4 touchdowns. But Texas defense, on the other hand, gave up 300 and something passing yards to whoever was playing quarterback for Louisiana Tech. Now, I know a lot of people might be like, oh, that was garbage time and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. No reason why Texas has all these talented players on the defense side of the ball, and you're still giving up 300 passing yards to whoever plays quarterback for Louisiana Tech. So that is a little bit of a concern in my book. So I want to see how good is Texas defense going to be in this game. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the conferences. SEC normally beats up on all the other opposing Power 5 conferences and things like that. They beat Oklahoma last year, and a lot of people talk about these Big 12 offenses. They're explosive and things like that. But when these Big 12 offenses play these SEC opponents, they aren't putting up 40 points and things like that. Even Texas last year, even in their win versus Georgia, which was impressive, although it was a bowl game, they still didn't pull up like 40 on Georgia and things like that. So I'm not expecting Texas to come out here and put 40 on LSU, and I'm not expecting LSU to come out here just because Texas A&M is a little bit of a question mark. I'm not expecting Texas defense to allow LSU to put 40 on them also. So I think this is going to be pretty moderate in terms of scoring. I'm not expecting a shootout and things like that. If this game turns into a shootout, I'll be very, very surprised, because I think both of these two defenses are too good to be allowing both of these teams' offenses to be allowing 40 points and things like that. So if this game becomes a shootout, I'll be really, really surprised. Now, Texas does have the home field advantage in this matchup. LSU is going to be traveling to Texas. It's very, very tough to win up there in Texas. They have a very loud stadium, and when that stadium gets to rocking, it gets to rocking. And with this game being a primetime game, best believe it's going to be sold out, and those fans are going to be obnoxious, and it's going to be very hard for LSU to get the play call down and things like that. And the thing with home field advantage is, home field advantage actually is very important, especially in college football, because it affects how the plays get called in. You get a lot of false start penalties because some of the players on the offensive side of the ball can't hear the snap count and things like that. So home field advantage is really, really important when it comes to the terms of college football. So Texas has the home field advantage in that matchup. I think this can cause a little bit of some problems for LSU. And same thing, even if LSU is at home, this would cause trouble for Texas as well. So home field advantage, can't overlook the impact that it's going to have in this game. It's going to have an okay impact in this game. Now, when we look at my keys to victory, what each of these teams needs to do and able to have a chance to win this game. For LSU, I think they need to be able to control time possession. Like I said, I'm not really quite that sold on Texas defense quite yet. I need to see this defense step up in a big way versus LSU. Now, for LSU, if they're able to run the ball successfully, control time possession, I think they're going to have a good chance to win this game, because you're going to be able to keep that Texas offense off the field. Although this Texas offense can have a big play any minute, I don't really like them to have a lot of big plays versus this Texas defense, or this LSU defense, excuse me. So I think if LSU is able to control time possession, you're going to tire out that Texas defense. Then you're also going to keep their offense and Sam Ehlinger off the field. So I think if you're LSU, time possession is going to be crucial in this game. And if LSU wins this game, I promise you it's probably going to be because they had the ball longer than what Texas had the ball for. Then, another thing they have to do, they have to be able to get pressure on Sam Ehlinger. Now, head coach of LSU, Ed Orgeron, made a comment about Sam Ehlinger being like Tim Tebow, but being able to actually throw the football better. So, if you're LSU, you're going to have to be able to contain Sam Ehlinger, because this dude can do damage through the air and being able to do damage running the football as well. So you kind of want to neutralize his effect to run the football, and you want to keep him in the pocket. If you're LSU, you're loaded at defensive back. You have guys like Dilpert and guys like that back there in that secondary. So if you're LSU, I'm feeling pretty confident about my secondary versus this Texas A&M, or this Texas, excuse me, I didn't mean to say A&M and get them mixed up, but you feel pretty good about your defense versus these Texas wide receivers. Now, Texas has a very good group of wide receivers, and their wide receivers are pretty large in size. So I think LSU, the strength of their team comes from stopping the pass, have a good group of defensive backs, and I think you want to get Sam Ehlinger throwing the football and try to force some turnovers and things like that. And also, if you're LSU, the biggest thing in this game for LSU defense, on the defense side of the ball, you want to make sure that Texas has no big plays, no explosive plays, none of that. They need to make sure they don't have no 50-yard touchdown passes, no 60-yard plays, no 70-yard scores, none of that. They need to make sure they nip that in the bud, because these Big 12 teams, they are very explosive, and they can put up a lot of points, and they get a lot of big pass plays, a lot of big plays in the passing game. They also have explosive runs as well. So if you're LSU, you want to make sure that Texas isn't blowing off no big 60-yard, 50-yard touchdowns or anything like that. So if you're the LSU defense, make sure you do not let these wide receivers to get behind you and things like that, and make sure that you're able to keep this Texas team, this Texas offense, from having any big plays and any big touchdowns and things like that. Because these Big 12 teams, they will hang some points on you, and they will have some big plays on you. So you want to make sure you do not allow no big plays in that secondary. And if I see Texas having 2 or 3 big passing plays or 3 big runs or something like that, I'm going to be very, very disappointed, especially in the passing game. I mean, if LSU, that's supposed to be defensive back they have a lot of solid defensive backs there, a lot of good cornerbacks. Safeties are very solid as well. If I see Texas have 2 big passing plays of 50 yards or more, I'm going to be extremely disappointed, because that defense for the LSU Tigers, that secondary is a lot better than that. So I shouldn't be seeing Texas have big 60-yard plays and 70-yard touchdowns and things like that. So for Texas, for them to win this game, defense has to be able to get stops on third down. That's what this game is going to come down to. On the third down plays, they're going to have to be able to get off the field and get their offense back on the field. Do not let LSU be efficient on third down. So Texas, that's a big key for their defense in determining how good you are on the defense side of the ball. The good defenses are able to get off the field on third down. The bad defenses aren't able to get off the field on third downs. They let teams convert. So if you're Texas, you need to be able to get stops on third down and get off the ball and get off the field and get your special teams on there to return punts and get your offense back on the field. So the next thing they need to do, they need to be able to force turnovers. So in this game, every possession counts. I don't think this game is going to be high scoring. I don't think it's going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be moderate. But in a game like this, every possession counts. So if you're able to get extra opportunity at the football, then that's going to be key in a matchup like this. So for Texas, I think they need to be able to first force turnovers, force Joe Burrow to throw an interception or something like that, force a fumble. This defense needs to come away with some turnovers. And if they win this game, I guarantee you it's because they won the turnover battle. And the last thing that Texas needs to do, Sam Ehlinger has to make plays with his legs, and he has to make plays with his arm as well. So he's going to have to extend some plays. He's going to have some big runs as well. Maybe some third down runs as well. And things like that. He's also going to have to be very good throwing the football as well. Especially against a very good secondary in LSU. So those are my keys to victory. What each of these teams needs to do and able to have a chance to win this game. Now it comes time for the part that you guys all been waiting for. 10 minutes into the video. Who am I choosing to win this freaking game? LSU or Texas? I'm going to go with LSU. I'm going to go with LSU to win this game. The reason why is because I think that Joe Burrow and this passing attack of LSU is improved from where it was last year. And although they did have a pretty good day versus Georgia Southern and things like that, I think this passing attack of LSU is actually legit. I trust Joe Burrow. The thing I like about Joe Burrow is how gritty he is. He's a tough guy. He's going to get hit a couple of times, but you know what he's going to do? He's going to get right back up, and he's going to keep on fighting. That's what I really like about Joe Burrow. Against UCF, this dude got his helmet freaking knocked off, literally. And this dude sat here and still had a very good game pass against UCF. I know that was last season. This is a Texas team who is better on the defense side of the ball, but I like his poise. When the game gets tough, you can count on Joe Burrow to sit there and make some clutch plays. That's what I like about Joe Burrow. He's tough, he's gritty, and that's why I think this LSU team is going to be able to win this game. They're going to rally behind Joe Burrow, and they're going to be able to win this game. Now, I know this game is at Texas, and it's very hard to win at Texas, but I do think that this LSU team is going to be able to win this game because they're going to be able to rally behind Joe Burrow, and they're going to be able to win this game. And I think this game is going to end up going, I'm going to say LSU wins this game 24-21. And that's my final prediction for this game. So let me know who you guys think is going to end up winning this game down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and college football videos. And thanks for watching.